Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here with some football for you tonight. Yes, you're reading that right. New England Patriots versus the San Antonio Marshalls. Now, you would think it was San Antonio Bengals. I think it's San Antonio. I don't know. I'm not that good on details on the football. But I know the football doesn't have many fans on this channel, but I like it and I like to play it. So we're going to have more stuff after this. Let's get down to the field. Bring it down to Coach.
Hey everybody, it's the Coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the San Antonio Marshalls. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the San Antonio Marshalls. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this San Antonio team as they enter play. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick it off here to the left. To Vecchio.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a man who rewrote Brett Favre's passing records at Southern Miss. It's Nick Mullins.
I'm absolutely eager to watch him play in this game because here we are, Week 15. Not a lot of games left down the stretch. But will he get outside of himself trying to make huge plays in order to try and win an MVP? Because he's not in the #1 spot right now.
No, he's not. I think everyone consensus thinks that way. You hope he doesn't get outside of himself right now, though, because that could really get their offense out of sync. And it's been in sync most of this year. This pass finds its way to Williams. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Oh,
this is good.
Slipped past.
It's a
You gotta
first
be
down
kidding me.
for Gordon. 30.
Yeah.
20.
Are you sure? And they're the first time. Wow. They're the first team this season that I can remember to get a first.
As his
Second.
guys
Sorry.
are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Shedding the tackle.
Go all around him. Go, go, go. Yes, bring it all the way back. Oh, that was absolutely insane.
Well, you get
Epic
the first touchdown
return.
of the game, but how about the response? big-time return. Now it's their chance
Big
to try
time
and put points on the
return.
board.
That was almost all the way.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
Right here, right here.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. Oh, he
Come
breaks
up the
another.
line. Just
The numbers a
breaking
week
tackles.
ago for Michel. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
Oh, wow.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power. We saw finesse. We saw speed. And what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run with Michel.
Wow. Go.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On the ground, Michel. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8.
That's how you do it.
A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. On the ground, this is Michel.
Wow.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Looking at this situation, if you're at the 1, the 2, maybe you go for it. From here, you kick it.
I agree. I think you have to get points in this situation. 4th down, I don't chance it at all. I put the points on the board and go back and regroup.
Oh, come on.
The run on 4th and goal from the 4 is
These
stopped
fucking
short.
pukes are
And
not
the
going to
ball
be
will
the
go
one
over
team
on
that
the
beat
goal
the
line stand.
Super Bowl this year.
So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. A little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a
Are you
shootout
serious?
type of a game. That they've got to match.
Are you kidding me?
There goes Melvin Gordon. He's at the 50, 20, 10, touchdown. Melvin Gordon.
You gotta be kidding me.
98 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. And a pair
This
of
is
rushing
bullshit.
touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right?
There's no
Move the
way.
defensive front aside,
There's
create
no
those
way
gaps
they
and
just
holes.
got by.
He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those
3 times.
touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now a shot taken on 3rd
seriously?
down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Fucking me this hard right now.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, You'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Throwing, Hundley, trying to lay one up.
Dude.
He's got a man, complete.
Yes!
4th down
About
conversion
time.
plays. You usually
Come
think
on.
1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Yeah, boy,
Seriously,
this defense
guys?
again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and knock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. He gets nothing on back-to-back runs, so now you're dealing with a 3rd and 10 and probably a passing play.
I would agree with that, and I would highly suggest to the play caller, check a different part
Where
of that
is
section
my
on your
God,
play
dude?
sheet,
I have
because
never
his first 2
seen
runs didn't help you at all.
not
Find
catch
someone
this
else who can
ball
touch the ball and maybe
before
move
like
it downfield.
ever. This is ridiculous. It's doing it on purpose.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Really?
And that will fall incomplete.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score.
Wow.
This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Seriously, every time I go to
The
it
offense
pops
back
it up.
out
It
there
was
at
late
the
in this
line, ready
game,
for their
and it
next
pops it
drive.
up, dude.
It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Looking to throw. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. They'll look to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
Yes.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The 2nd down attempt there, knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Back to throw here. And it's complete. Henry. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Yeah, at the old rock quarry, we're going to give you something to see. That's for sure. I'm telling you, I'm getting my ass handed to me by
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to
ain't
Jonathan
got no
Coachman in
business being on
Orlando.
the same
The coach will
game
have
field
stats
as
and
he's
scores from
getting in
earlier
there.
today in the NFL. 2nd and 9 now.
Are you kidding
Gets
me
it to
right
Gordon.
now?
And
I
he
ain't
gets into
ever
the end
been
zone
3
for a
touchdowns
touchdown.
down before the half, or ever in a
On his
game.
way to a
A
monster
game of
game.
football
3
have I played
first-half
where I've been 3
touchdowns.
touchdowns
His
down.
guys are
That
gonna
is
add
true
on to
story.
their
That's good
lead.
beat, Gabe. Ask anybody that's ever watched me play
See,
game
it seemed
football.
like they were so
This year's
focused on the
ridiculous.
guys out wide, they
If the
forgot
computer
about
ain't
him
trying
out of the
to
backfield.
me,
That's a
then
really
I'm
good
gonna tell
point
you right
because
now,
you got
it's
to
been 5 years
communicate,
in a
and
row since it's been the
oftentimes when you
Super Bowl.
start counting
Every
receivers,
single time
that's
I've done
exactly what you
second
do.
if
You
we
start
get
from the
there now.
widest receiver, work your way inside.
21
Who gets lost sometimes?
to 0.
The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Michelle. And some space here. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the ground is Michelle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a New England first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Well, partners, he was being tackled. You hit me on the shoulder to remind me, and I appreciated that he just passed 17,000 career rushing yards.
Yeah, and how much fun was it this week? Because we actually had an interview with some members of his family.
17,000 career rushing
Whatever you
yards.
do,
You insane?
Don't mention the record.
Yeah, don't mention him
Wow.
because he's told us all. He don't want to talk about it. Don't want to hear about it. He just wants to keep doing his thing and see if it takes care of itself.
He's still
Thanks for
about
joining
1,300
up.
away
Keep
from
watching.
heaven.
We'll be
All right,
seeing you
Brandon, thanks
after
very
this.
much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the Bears who pick up the victory at home. Mitchell Trubisky, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Mecole Hardman, a touchdown catch in the victory. And then finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it?
Now
because
they're going to
now
start
you're not
pulling
just
me
the
down.
coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
He's got the first down and more past midfield.
Yes.
And
Here we go. This is
go.
what's up.
And all
Touchdown.
the way in. Touchdown.
That's what we're doing.
New England. Sony Michel with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Patriots make some inroads here on that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the two-point conversion for good measure.
We are coming. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you click that like button.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
You sub too.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here now a look at Melvin Gordon. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how's he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be...
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Come on, pick 6.
Duke Dawson picks it.
Duke Dawson, what a gorgeous gazelle he is.
To the 35.
Yes.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one.
Good to
that
see
was way
you,
too easy.
Good to see you. We just got that pick. We're going to try to turn this one again around. I appreciate you joining up, my friend.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Much appreciated. You know how much
they'll run it. This is Michel.
Yes.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
And it's Michel once again. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Getting 15 yards on that one, and New England has a 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Michel. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel.
Yes.
And he is
and we're in
again. New England. Sony Michel becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. As his guys are back within a single score. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the 2nd time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself. That's rare. But how about the ability to see the proper holes, pick the proper place to go, and find his way into the end zone?
So the Patriot offense stays out there, and they'll line up and go for two. They'll run for it with Michel. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the two-point conversion, and that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further.
You know it. Appreciate you joining up, K-Man.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Nick Mullins in the offense set to take over. He's been a good game manager. They're winning here in the third quarter, but really the ground game is where it's been at for them, hasn't it?
So whatever the game plan was, you just got to focus on continuing to run the football. And really, that takes the pressure off of the guy throwing it around. Doesn't have to be the focal point. Hand it off. Let him chew up the yardage in big plays. And your team's winning. The only people upset?
Yes.
The fantasy guys who may have started him at quarterback in their leagues.
And we'll see if they continue with a recipe of the ground game. On play action, they'll throw.
Yeah,
Throw there going to be incomplete. J.C. Jackson there defensively to knock it away.
I would dare say that these guys would like to have given their
left.
defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Fielded at the 20. Fights free yet again.
Beautiful.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Patriots take over. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
They begin with Michel on the ground.
Yes.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Michel. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
There it is. It's
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A give to Michel running right.
beautiful.
He'll be taken down
Giselle
just
spinning
shy of
around, getting
midfield after a gain of about 4.
Let's go.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Coming left is Michel.
Yes. Over the go.
Yes.
Beautiful
Past the
spin.
30, almost to the 25. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
Back now in San Antonio. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. On second down, Michel.
Go in.
Lay down inside the 5 to the
close.
4. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Michel on an island by himself in the backfield, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. And they will run it with Michel. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
The NFL touchdown record of all time. Sony Michel has tied it. The bus.
The lead, and I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
A little salt, a little pepper, goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments, and I can't believe I just brought that up, because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my
And
team
another
lost.
2.
Sounds like he still harbors some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really
Not
good
gonna happen.
strategy.
You're gonna have
because
to get a
that's all you care
touchdown.
about. Not getting beat at this stage, at least give your team a fighting chance.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll look to throw here. Sets up the screen to Gordon. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Able to get this to Gordon. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
The dump off good for 8 there on first down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. He'll look to throw. That's caught. Touchdown. David Johnson with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And his guys are going to retake the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Patriots offense now. They work their way back onto the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll go left side here with Michel. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Michel. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth-quarter lead. On 2nd down now. Michel. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Come on.
Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
And he is
Yes.
to the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all
Broken.
his.
Touchdown
Wow, I know
record.
it's a never
Sony
say never
Michel.
situation, but to me,
All-time
that looks like
touchdown
that's the one
record.
that's gonna finish them off.
The score
Sony,
puts him in front here late, but not.
Michel.
You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by a field goal, 35 seconds to go. He'll look to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete.
No, you ain't gotta be. You gotta be. No. Wow.
For the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow. How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. This will be taken in at the 1. Fighting through. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line. Out comes the defense now here back onto the field. And they'll see if they can get one final stop with this crowd behind them.
And let's face it, as much as we want to say it's all about the guys on the field, they can get some help right here from the home crowd. And they're going to try their best to get them motivated, get them involved. But they're going to need to make a play or two in order to keep them in that spot.
The crowd's making some noise now. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
With that, the ball
They
game
actually
is
beat
over.
us.
Well, going into the final play
Thank you
of
for
this
watching.
game, they knew that they needed
Much
some kind
appreciated.
of a miracle there
And
at
God
the very
bless.
end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the home team here, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town. Meanwhile, for New England, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll try again next week at home against New England. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.